Teams empowered by project management tracking tools? How is that possible? Stick around and I'll tell you how. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of Morning Fewell, where I share with you my pre-caffeinated rants about the workplace and management and organizations and operations and business, yada yada. You know, I'm sorry. I need a hit. Here we go. I get all the warm fuzzies inside. Warm fuzzies. Warm fuzzies sounds like empowerment. Empowerment. What are you talking about? Empowerment and warm fuzzies from tracking tools? Ew. How is that possible? That everything we've heard about tools and tracking can be turned on its head and actually be an asset. Let's talk about this. This is a fascinating pattern I've been seeing with a number of my clients over the years, and it's come into a recent reprise in some of the work that I've done over the last year. And I wanted to share this pattern with you because traditionally over the last 20 years, 30 years, what we've heard is a lot of emphasis about individuals and interactions over processes and tools. We've heard a lot about how people feel that entering data into a time tracker or into a reporting system is just, it killed me now. This is not what I wanted to do. I did not dream about growing up someday to become a data entry professional. It's not what inspires us as young. And not only that, but the tools, it can be a distraction. All the data can make us feel like we're being micromanaged. It can make us feel like that leaders are focusing on data rather than on people. Ew. But what I'm seeing is a couple of scenarios, examples where the opposite is happening. Fascinating. I'm going to share with you first why this can be an asset, and then how to make sure you do it in a way that is constructive. So let's first talk about the why. The first benefit that helps teams feel empowered is data. I can't tell you how many times I'm talking to teams where we're struggling to understand things like, how much work do we have? Well, I don't know. How many tasks or assignments do you have per person per team on average? I don't know, but I just know we're burned out. Well, then what would be a good reduction? 25%, 50%? Less. Okay. How many projects, how many epics, how many products do we have in flight right now? I'm not even sure. I know in my department we have 5. My department. Okay, that's nice. But your department's also fighting for the time and attention of employees, staffers, team members across 14 other departments. What about them? I don't know. If we only had data, we could make an informed decision about priorities, informed decision about assignments, informed decisions about value. How do we even measure if something's worth doing? Would it be great if we could track all of that? Because once we do, we can have confidence. Now we know a lot of things, and it can help us make decisions with more credibility, with more clarity. Worked with one chief systems cyber information, a CISO, information security officer at a federal agency this year. And when they rolled out Jira, everybody hates Jira. Well, they rolled it out. All 100 people are using it now and discovered we have 200 projects. Actually, it's more like, no, that was the other. 350 projects for this federal agency. Oh my gosh. No wonder our people are so burned out. Now I feel less horrible about myself not getting anything done this year because there's just been so much going on. Now we know what to prioritize. Now I feel like, look at this. We got 14 features completed for this product. We got 73 tickets completed for this backlog. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. We can generate more confidence if we have the data that the tool can provide. And then finally, a sense of fairness. is another fascinating little pattern I'm seeing in organizations where if the boss rolls it out and says, everybody is doing this, you think you're special? Okay. Well, we're special now because, we're the innovation incubator. We don't need to track time. Okay, fine. Nobody tracks time. Let's instead track throughput. How many items did you complete last month relative to the previous month? What's the trend, up and down? Oh, and lest you think you're the only one being singled out, this is everybody. So we're not picking on you, making you fill out the TPS charts and reports and the tools. It's a fairness mandate. And that sense of fairness, along with the confidence that comes with having data that creates clarity about decision making, that can be super helpful to a team. Now, the trick is doing it in a way that sets the foundation, the context, the environment for those kind of results to happen. So what do? Well, the first one is some good old change management best practice. We've got to have a mandate. The mandate from a visible executive sponsor that says, we're doing this, period. And in pretty much every one of the case studies I've seen where this has been successful and it's actually helped teams produce and collaborate, there's been a senior leader who goes on record saying this is for real. There was one chief information officer at a large manufacturing company who said, we need more visibility at the leadership level to make those confident decisions. For that, we need data. So here's the new rule. If you're not in the tool, you don't get funding. Suddenly now, people complaining, I don't have time to fill out a tool. It's too confusing, it's too complicated, it's too hard. As soon as they heard they're not getting any money, if their project isn't in there for consideration on approval, now suddenly they're interested in going, hey, Jesse, what's the next training session on that tool? I'm really interested now that I know everything is at stake. Mandate, get that senior executive sponsor on record. Number 2, simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple, silly. Don't customize the thing into oblivion. This is where Jira, I'm gonna go back to Jira. I'm not on their payroll, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even one of my 2-3 favorite tools, and I'm not even going to tell you which ones. I've been tool agnostic as much as possible, but I mentioned Jira because it is the #1 most popular tool for project management tracking, particularly in the IT sector. And one of the things that can be painful about it is it can be customized into a ditch. But what I noticed with this last rollout by that the chief security officer is if you just keep it simple out of the box, people can Google how to use the tool. There's so many resources out there that are free and available, or there are commentaries and pundits who are offering you tricks on how to do it. And if you keep it simple and standardized, you won't have any confusion about how this team uses it different than that team over there, but you're undermining their empowerment. Sometimes empowerment comes through simplicity and ease of use. And what I found on this last rollout was that when we make it the same for everybody, fair, make it easy for everybody, and we're gonna cover 80% of the scenarios. We'll worry about the 20% specialized complex scenarios later. And then repetition, repetition, repetition. You are never done helping people learn this new technology to make their jobs more easy. I can't tell you how many change champions, transformation leaders, coaches I've run into who believe that, okay, we did the training, we're finished now, they should all know how to do it. Yes, well done. No, sorry. One training is not enough. We had to put mentoring hours on everyone's calendar, optional mentoring hours, so that they could see that the mentoring was available. People don't go looking for training on things that they don't like. But if they see that it's there and they know that that mandate's in place, and we set it up so that the training shows them again and again and again, and the mentoring shows them again and again and again, that it's super simple and accessible, then we might have a shot at giving them some confidence that comes from the data that everyone is fairly required to use. And as a result, we're seeing people show up with more details about the work. They're having conversations that they didn't have before. Leaders are making tougher decisions because now they finally have the data, and the data is credible because it's coming from everybody and not just from the special kids over there or the fancy pants over there. It's been fascinating how a bureaucratic, blunt instrument that we've always hated. Everybody hates typing and reports and charts and but when you, as a leader, do it with intent, fairness, and transparency, you might actually help people do their jobs. Who knows? That's the thought today. The thing that we hate the most, when done well, can actually be something super helpful. I'll see you next time for the next crazy idea. Talk to you later.